This is my review of Dr. Stone, Chapter 118, Silent Soldiers, and I just want to take a minute to say how amazed I was with the art of this chapter. I mean, every chapter of the series has almost always been amazing, but this one, over the span of 21 pages, they did 4 separate, almost double-page spreads, and they were all amazing. I really liked it, but yeah, let's get into it. So they found Kasaki, they're going to bring him up. One little problem, which I theorized on last week, he's stuck in the mud. Yeah, he's literally buried, and they've got, according to Senku's calculations, about 4 minutes left before they run out of oxygen and drown. So concerning. I mean, you know, Ryu's a professional swimmer, whatever you want to call him, billionaire philanthropist. So I'm assuming he can hold off for at least another 2 minutes after that. And Soyuz, he grew up in a fishing village, so I'm assuming he's have some experience underwater enough to, you know, be able to hold his breath for another minute after that. Anyway, they have to think quick, and their reaction is Morse code. Gotta love good old Jan. He's able to quickly figure out the meaning of it. He originally thought it was ASN, but then he realized he was doing the timing wrong. He actually thought it meant Atomic Strike Network. Abstract Syntax Notation. Asian No. Yes, instead they were signaling for RF. Not full words, but just 2 individual letters. The revival fluid. So they bring it down. I honestly originally thought they were going to bring up Koski, you know, just revive him here so he can dig himself out and so he isn't so freaking heavy, but nope. Their plan is to revive the big old lug, to revive Taiju. And, oh god, again, I said this before, but this shot right here is just absolutely freaking breathtaking. Pun unintended, as he's floating upside down in front of Taiju's stone body. He's using what's left over in his tank to form a pocket of air so he can administer revival fluid. Well, one little problem, 2 little problems. One, the minister is noticing the bubbles, and that's concerning, but 2 is the fact that he's missing his freaking arm. Which, yeah, that's a problem. I mean, I guess Taiju doesn't need it, but I'm pretty sure if they revive him without it, he's going to bleed to death. Which would be concerning. But once again, Soyuz, just Jesus Christ, this man. His memory is just something else entirely. He memorized the position he was in when he fell into the water and was able to use that to find the trajectory of the arm. It's just, what is this man's memory? I feel like he could outwit Senku at this point. So then we have Taiju wake up, and another brilliant revival moment for him. I like that. Well, it also makes him the first person ever petrified twice. I actually don't see any cracks on him. I'm wondering if, well, that would be interesting, if being revived a second time undid the cracks on him. I hadn't thought of that, but that would actually be pretty cool. And then he realizes he's underwater and he starts drowning immediately. Again, another great shot as they're trying to use the oxygen breather to create another pocket of air so they can communicate back and forth. Then probably the cheesiest line in the entire series. Friends don't need friends when our hearts do the talking. Which is probably going to be what I title this video. Anyway, with the Big Oaf's help, they managed to break him free from the sand. Because of course they can, because he is godlike in his strength. So then they pop up, and I do just love this scene. Just this little smile Senku has as he welcomes back the Big Oaf. It's something nice, you know? It's moments like that when you really see Senku's happiness. When he's, you know, just kind of on the verge of tears, but he's holding it back. He really does care about his friends. It's a great thing, you know? Alright, so now we got Kasaki and Taijun back. Did not expect that. Suka looks like she's about to wet herself with happiness. So now they just have to wait for the next bout of raw fluid to be ready for them to bring him back to life. He's probably going to be very, very confused by all of this. I mean, wouldn't you? And he's also missing in both his legs and his arms, so they have to re-put him back together. I guess that won't be too much an issue because, not enough time has passed where the broken parts would have degraded, so especially since they were underwater. So reviving him won't be that difficult. I don't think that's going to be next chapter, though. I have a feeling next chapter is going to focus more on Jinro, Kohaku, and Amaryllis as they're still working their way into the harem. I mean, I think it's almost been about a week in the series, so yeah, they might have to actually go meet and entertain the master in one way or another. I have no doubt Amaryllis or Kohaku, hell, maybe even Jinro, could have thought of a way of just knocking him out, putting him to sleep, drugging him, hitting him over the head with something or whatever, and then just saying, yeah, it was great, and he fell asleep, so let's move on. All right, see you tomorrow. And then, of course, waking up Koski, maybe next chapter. I just feel like we've been on this area for a little bit, and there's time to see what's going on elsewhere. And Kohaku still has to have that fight with the guy who's like the head of security, whatever you want to call him. Not the 8-foot tall guy, the other one. I really should get better at memorizing names in this series. I intentionally don't cover any series that has too many characters because their names are too hard to keep track of, like One Piece or Black Clover, and they just keep upping up the cast in this one, so it's getting kind of hard. Even with the show Are You Lost, I do a review of that, and I've honestly just called them Athletic Girl, Rich Girl, Nerdy Girl, and Survival Expert because I can't keep track of 4 names for that show. Alright, so yeah, next week, super excited to see what happens. Like I said, I'm thinking we're going to go back to Kohaku's group, see how they're handling all this, and hopefully they haven't gotten kicked out of harem school yet. Because I can't imagine that would end well for anybody, or else, they just fail out intentionally. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, subscribe. Till next time, peace.